It's Monday the 23rd of September, and that means just one thing. It's back to work. And I've had a great week away. Took 7 days, well, actually a bit more than 7 days. I left, or shut the store down rather, on the Wednesday the 11th, I think. And we flew out to Orlando with the whole family, 12 of us, headed over to Disney World with the grandchildren, my own kids, their wives, etc. And had a great time. Gotta say, it was pretty grueling in terms of activity. We had a lot packed in to the schedule. A lot of walking, which I'm really pleased to say I was able to do, which had been a fear for a while, and hence things like the weight loss and the gym, etc., were all big factors in me being able to really manage at all through the holiday. So we were clocking up probably 20,000 steps a day, hit the main sort of Disney parks at least, which is what the grandchildren were really interested in, and it was all about them for me, because we have been to Orlando probably half a dozen times or so, my wife and I, and this was the first time for some of the family members, for America, for Disney, for Orlando, etc. So they had a great time, and to see the grandkids' faces when they're meeting characters and things like that. I mean, to give an indication of ages, they're like 2, 5 and 6, and so they're were sort of great ages to believe in everything, to believe the characters are almost real, etc. So it was a really well needed break, and yet super tiring. But I'm back now and ready to crack on. For information, I did actually close the store completely this time. Closed Bricklink, Brick Owl, eBay, everything. I wanted a complete break. Didn't want any sort of worries about issues with orders and things like that. I didn't want people waiting too long to get things out the door. I did reopen the stores on Thursday, very late Thursday US time, so that would be an early morning on Friday in the UK, and just put a notice up to say that I wouldn't be posting until today. But anyway, let's take a look at what we did get then. So on Bricklink, and I understand last week was a pretty quiet week from what I'm hearing from most people, so seems like I picked a pretty good week maybe to go missing. But this weekend we've got 14 orders on Bricklink. We've got 378 lots to pick for Bricklink, just over 2,000 items, but 378 lots for a total of £167. On Brick Owl we have got another 194 lots to pick, and we've got 6 orders there. And then on eBay we've got just 3 orders on eBay. Now I did start picking last night, and you'll have to excuse some clothes and things hanging around. An awful lot of washing to get dry. The weather's miserable here with rain and things, so we're struggling a little bit to get everything done there. But we start with eBay, and we've got a Super Battle Droid going out there for $4.99. We've got a Dimensions Cyborg set going out for $13.95, and then and in Jargo, Kai from the Dragons Rising set going out. We've got some Technic pins and these universal joints going out, and then another small parts order here for a few Technic pieces and some of these bright green studs. Order for some reddish brown parts, a few other bits and pieces in here, flags, chains, rowing oars and things like that. We've got a Star Wars minifig and a few other parts and a base plate to go out. Then a small order for hose, and the hose was about £3. And then a couple of minifig accessories with the legs, and then a little flag from one of the what do they call it, Angry Birds sets. And then another small order going out for a little tiger cub, and a few more small orders, one for some plates and things, and some of these Technic, they're called arrows, but I always think of them as they're almost like a car key, which is how I mentally sort of think of them when they're ordered. An order here for lots of plates and things, and then over here, this is one customer, but two different orders, one order with 2 batches, and then this was the first order. So they're all bagged separately and marked up as per their instructions. Lots of blue and red parts going out there. This order is going off to Norway. This is an old mini set from a city advent calendar. So that's off to Norway. And then an order here for a few bits in quantity. These gold panels, some fir trees, some white bricks, and some trans clear tiles. And that already speaks Christmas to me. So I think people are probably starting to build in preparation for Christmas. We've got a hose here going out to a first timer on Bricklink. That's a £2 hose. And we've got a small order here for the jewels, and these typically go into the whatever it's called for one of the Marvel characters. It's like a, you know, the power fist, and you have to excuse my ignorance on the names. It's early Monday morning and I just hitting a blank. And here we've got an order for certain 2x2s in red and yellow, lots of 1x4 Technic bricks as well, and a few other bits and pieces, including one of these dark blue Technic wheels, which is about £4.50. So that's it for the first batch. Got to get these packed away and start with the next batch, but two of the next orders are, one of them's 175 lots and one of them's 160 lots. So they're not going to make the 10 o'clock post. They'll have to go out later in the day. But we'll see how we get on and see if we can get some more orders ready for the 10 o'clock drop. So we've got a small second batch ready to go out, and the other two orders that I've got left are those large ones that I mentioned, so I'm not going to get those picked in time for 10 o'clock. So I just wanted to get these two done so I can add it to the rest of the parcels going out. And let's have a quick look at what they are. This one's just 4 lots. We've got some 1x16 Technic bricks, and then these gearboxes, Technic gearboxes, and some trans tiles. And then here we have got lots of bits and pieces
a few Minecraft minifigs, and a lot of the parts look like they are Minecraft set related. So maybe somebody's rebuilding some Minecraft sets or something. We've got 15 of these black plates with studs around the edges as well, going with that order. So get these two packed up, added to the pile, and then it'll be almost time to get off to the post office, and then we'll deal with the other two big orders when we get back. I've just been to the post office and dropped everything off for today. I've still got the couple of orders that I mentioned previously, but while I was away there was an attempt to deliver a parcel for me, and I wasn't sure what it was because I wasn't expecting anything, but I've picked this up from the post office, and listening to the rattle, suspect that there's some Lego in there, and as I said, I wasn't expecting anything. So I've broken the seal on it, but I've not looked in here at all yet, so I'm intrigued to see what this is. So obviously we've got some Lego there, we've got some other things going on there. So you have to excuse me because I've only got one hand here. Some other bags here as well, and then another bag there, and some other bits and pieces in here too. Let's just tip that up. Box is empty. Some minifigs there too. Just put the box to one side. So these seem to be sealed bags. This one is in a Ziploc, but there seems to be some other things in here as well. Interesting. Well, let's see what we've got here. There's a bit of paper here. Let's have a little look. Hello Keith, contains a random selection of new bricks that I found in my collection. They are largely from the Lego Master Builder Academy sets and are bags which were left unopened. There could be some bricks in rare colours as well as some rare minifigs. Also sent you a VIP poly, which are all new parts. The bag was ripped, so I've put in a sealed bag ready for you to add to the inventory. P.S. When are you going to start your videos with a couple of licks from those amazing guitars? Thanks for your videos, Paul, aka Double Decker Couch. So thanks very much, Paul. I hope you don't mind me reading that out loud. It's really super kind of you to send these, and they'll certainly come in useful in terms of adding to the store, and we'll look at getting some of that done over the coming days. So as I said, really kind of you. I know we've had several conversations over the years about different topics, aspects of you know, running the store and blogging and other things. So really appreciate you know, continued support and watching the channel and sending me these, which I can hopefully turn into some cash as well. So really again, very much appreciated, and big thanks. So here we are with the last batch for today. Been a busy day of picking, really. We've got 175 lots here, I believe. It wasn't too bad because the majority of these were one item. One of this, one of that, one of the other. So from that perspective, it wasn't too bad to pick. There are a bunch of minifigs in here, all Harry Potter minifigs, plus a couple of friends ones as well. We've got lots of minifig parts, and then lots of other stuff, some very obviously Harry Potter related, and really bits and bobs of all sorts of things. So I suspect that people are rebuilding sets here, particularly Friends and Harry Potter sets. Now this one is 160 lots, and I did notice that a bunch of these lots were the same lots that I had parted out from the Ninjago docks. So I suspect somebody is possibly rebuilding Ninjago docks or parts of it, along with other things as well by the looks of it. So a real nice parts order, entirely parts, I believe, few minifig bits and pieces, but no actual minifigs themselves. And then we've got a small order here for an instruction booklet and some stickers and a little printed tile in there as well. So I'm going to get these out today, although I've missed the depot. I'm going to get these packed up and go and put them in the drop box outside the depot, which means they won't go on my business account, but it means I'll get them out today as kind of promised, and then tomorrow we can focus on some other things.
It's Tuesday morning and we have got 4 orders on Bricklink for 135 lots in just over 1,000 items. And then on Brick Owl, we've got 2 orders for another 20 lots, 229 items. And then on eBay, we've got 2 orders going out. Everything is picked. Was a little bit not concerned, but wondered whether I'd managed to get one of the orders picked, which was 110 lots, but I have managed it, since a lot of the lots were individual items, which makes the picking so much quicker. But anyway, here we go with an order on eBay, and I was hesitating there because of the order value here. So someone's paid £26.60 for this tin. So obviously that's going international. They've paid £10 for the tin, another £10 in postage, £6.70 on import charges. So they obviously really want that. But crazy how much people will pay for things. 450 of these used Technic bricks going out. Then we've got a nice little order for what looks like a Speed Champions build. A couple of parts going out in this order, predominantly 100 of these round studs with the hole through them. And then we've got on Brick Owl an order for a couple of these Bell figures from the Minions, and we've got a little zombie Minecraft figure along with some other bits and pieces. Then another small order for parts, and then this was the big one. This was 110 lots, and they actually told me that there's no rush on this, but if I can get it picked and out, then I certainly will. As I said earlier, I've managed to pull it off this morning. They're actually rebuilding Diagon Alley, which is what they're collecting the parts for. So obviously that's probably not going to do it. They've probably got multiple orders with different sellers, I imagine. And then just come in is this order for one of this Patronus hairs from Harry Potter that sold for £3.99. So it's just after 9 in the morning. We'll get this lot packed up, and then we'll think about getting to the post office in the next half hour. And then I've got a little bit of an admin task to do. I actually realised last night I've actually been charged twice for my car hire for Florida. So we'd already prepaid for the car back in May, and I noticed that they've taken a charge again in the last month for the same amount. So I need to check that out, because it's nearly £700, which is not a mistake you really want to happen. So I need to get that sorted before I do anything else. So now that I've gotten through the first day or so catching up with orders, just wanted to touch base on the weekend's video that I put out. So if you've not seen it already, then it might be worth watching just to understand what's going on with the channel. But effectively, I outlined my plans for the future, which means that I will be looking to retire and shut down Brick Arena, sell the store, shut down the vlog, although a lot of people have asked for the vlog, the historical content, to be left open for other people to watch, etc. So we'll see what we do with that, but I'll probably leave it up. But I just wanted to take a minute really to just thank people for all of the great comments that I've had on the back of that video, wishing me well, you know, stressing how important health and family are, and you know, that it's best to focus your priorities there, which is something I sort of outlined in the video. Now, obviously, I need to get through the process of actually getting the store in shape to sell. So there's going to be a number of things that I need to do. I've still got a bunch of things that I probably need to be looking to sell outside of the store sale. Some little bits of various small builds, a few sets of the clocks, etc. But I also need to do a stock check on eBay stock in particular, and in particular minifigures, which may have been listed in both places at some point. So I need to double check those. I'm going to have to get to the container and sort some of that out. Certainly need to weigh the used bulk at least, to give people a good indication of what's there. And there's also some things there that I'd really rather get listed into the store that are pretty much already sorted and would be relatively easy to add to the store. And obviously I want the store value to be, you know, maximized as much as possible for the sale. So lots of activities to do. I need to sit down with my task manager, try and outline some of those things. In terms of the timeline, I don't know whether I misled people or not in the video. I think I indicated that, you know, ideally by the time I'm 62, which is in February, that I'd probably be done. Now, if I'm in a position to sell before then and I get it listed and I get some offers, then it may be sooner than that. Of course, I could think that it might be better to get through the Christmas period and have that, you know, when sales are typically better. But of course, the more I sell from the store, then that potentially diminishes the interest in the stock that I've got. I probably will focus on sorting the store out rather than adding used stock, although I will do some of that, especially where it's already sorted. But I'm not sure how much sorting of existing bulk I'll continue to do. So we'll see how things go. You know, there's no finite sort of time, you know, other than, you know, I really just wanted to outline to you guys where my intention was, because I'm aware that a lot of people watch me as a full-time seller, and I'm really not putting the full time in at the moment, and I'm certainly not investing in the store and haven't done for some time, which is why you're not seeing me doing, you know, multi-set part outs and things like that. So we've kind of been treading water for, you know, probably the best part of the last year, if I'm honest, in preparation for this. Because one of the issues when you're going to sell up is that you don't want to be adding lots of new inventory that when you come to sell, you're probably only going to get a third of the value for. There's no point unless that inventory is pretty much guaranteed to sell through quickly. So that's one of the reasons that I've not been adding new stock in particular. The used is a different case because if you're going to sell used in bulk, you're only probably going to get £6 or £7 a kilo. Whereas if you can list that, you're going to get a better value in terms of both generating sales and possibly in the return that you get. Although again, whatever you're listing at the 6 months average, you're probably only going to get a third back from any potential buyer in the future. Might be worth touching on strategies for selling, and maybe this should be a separate video because I'm just sort of brainstorming off the cuff here. But you know, there are several ways to approach the sale of the store. I think the ideal one for me is probably to just sell it in a big bang. But of course, you understand that the bigger the store you are, the more difficult it is to sell because of the potential value of the store. Not everyone's going to have that amount of money to spend on another store. Although I think people may overestimate the value of the store that I'll be selling. So we'll see as we get nearer the time. Now, another way, of course, to sell is to start introducing sales and increase the sales over time, etc. That's not really an approach I want to take. It's not that maybe won't bring a better return, but there's a couple of problems with it. One of them is you're going to give yourself more work to do because you'll get more orders that will need picking. And then on the other side of that, you'll be left with less interest in stock probably for the sale of the store as as a bulk. Now, another way you can increase the orders that you're getting while you're still open is you could gradually reduce prices, a couple of % a week perhaps, for items and see them sell through. Again, not something that I really want to manage. I'm going to focus on the first approach, which is to get the store into a good shape for somebody else to take it over and try and sell it in full. Now, if I find after a period of time that that's not going to be feasible, there's just not the interest, or people want to pay too little for it, then I might start and go down one of the other avenues then, or I may sell off portions of it. There are ways that we could separate the new from the used, for instance, etc. But then that also means separating out the storage that goes with that. I do not want to get into a situation of sort of bagging parts up. Neither do I want, and I've already had some approaches on this, do I want people to just come in, place a massive order for the parts that they want at a reduced price of, let's say, 40-50%. But then that leaves me with the absolute dregs to sell on to somebody else. So not really a viable option and gives you extra work to do as well. So again, not really interested in those approaches, at least at the moment. I think one of the challenges for me is going to be how much to actually list into the store. Obviously, I've still got lots of things laid around. Just in the corner here, you can see containers with accessories, with minifig heads and things like that. It's how much time to invest in that. I don't really want to do that. So those may stay as they are, ready to sell the store. It could be that I move some parts around in the store. One of the things that I need to do is go through probably my bulk bins and make sure that I'm replenishing all of the drawers and trying to reduce the volume of those bulk bins, etc. Because of course, when somebody picks this up, they're going to be picking up all of the containers, etc., and it's a significant amount to get into a van. I'm not even 100% sure if it is completely doable with all the used bulk as well. Not always about volume, it's about the weight as well, which is often a problem. So anyway, lots of things to think about, lots of work to do to get things ship shape, and we'll see how we go along the journey, and hopefully you'll stick with me to the end, see how we wrap this up. And I think it'll be an interesting topic for people to see how you actually exit the Bricklink world. We all look at growing stores and all of that exciting stuff at the start, but nobody really ever talks about how to get out of the business, how to wind it up and get out. Now, of course, I've got Brickseller Hub there now, which is doing well. We've had more listings going on over the weekend in US, Canada, and UK, so starting to get maybe a little bit more traction there. And of course, my store will go on there when it's ready to be sold. So anyway, as I say, lots of work to do, and I best go and get on with some of it. Well, first job this morning is going to be to just part out this little set and these bags that I got yesterday from Paul, who was kind enough to send me all of these free of charge, including this VIP poly bag. All are new. In this instance, the poly bag had split, and he bagged it up separately. In this case, all of the bags are sealed, so everything is brand new. So I've just loaded what I think is the set into Brickstore, and I'm going to work my way through all of these and get them listed, and we'll see what value we can get from it. Well, so far from the stuff that was sent to me, I've listed the Master Builder Academy poly bags and a few bits of spares that were there. I've still got the VIP bag to go through, so we've still got money to generate from that, and we're coming in at £40 for that Master Builder Academy stuff. 230 items, 94 lots, a decent minifigure in there, and a couple of other things like a flat silver helmet and these spare torsos and things, all go to mount up the price there. So I'm not going to get to the other poly bag. I've had a bit of a nightmare today, if I'm honest, because this morning I referenced the issue with the car park or car rental, rather, still not resolved after about 2 hours of talking to 5 different people across the UK and the US. Now being escalated to management on the US side, and if I don't get a response in the next 24 hours or so, I'm going to be taking it up with my credit card company. So frustrating day, really stressful, and a bit of a pain, which has deteriorated from me progressing with the stuff that I've got to do on the store, but I really need to get that money back. So you can understand that that's where my priority lies today. So anyway, I'm going to get this uploaded now, and then we'll see what else we can manage to get done. Now, in other news, we've had another sale on Brickseller Hub just this afternoon. This little store was sold. I think it was listed for about £4,000. Yeah, £4,000. The store has been bought and is being collected at the weekend. Nicely organized store, to be honest. Some good organizers, good drawers, etc. So not surprised that this one did not hang around very long at all. I think it was only listed 22 hours ago and has sold already. So it just shows if you can list things, you've got a decent store set up, you're listed at the right price, then I think you can have some confidence that it's going to move. I think stores like my own will be a little more challenging because of the difference in value. So that's going to be a challenge I'm expecting to come across. But I think this kind of area around the sort of 2 to 4 grand and below are probably going to sell relatively easily. If anyone's a member of the Bricklink Worldwide Buyers and Sellers group on Facebook, you might be interested to know that it seems like I'm unable to post anything on there at the moment. Anything that I try and post is just going through for admin approval and never seems to be seeing the light of day. So effectively, it looks like they've banned me for some reason, and I can only assume it's because of the brick seller hub posts that I've put on there. I've tried reaching out to the admin team and nobody's responding to me. I seem to be just being ignored. I have just sent another message to a second admin and I'll see if they respond. But if that is the case, it's really disappointing because, you know, I hope, I don't sound arrogant when I say, but I feel like, you know, I contribute to the Bricklink community pretty significantly, helping people out with things, doing the vlogs, etc. I've posted on this forum many times previously without any issue, and you know, if they were just to come to me and say, look, we don't really like you posting the Brickseller Hub stuff on there, then I'd understand, and that would be that. But to just effectively be censored and nobody tell me anything is a little bit disappointing. I don't know if the admins are watching or if anybody knows the admins. If they do, it would be nice if you could just, you know, ask them to maybe get back to me and advise what the problem is, because at the moment I'm blind to what that problem actually is. So here we go with Wednesday morning's orders, just 4 orders this morning. First one going out on eBay is this Golden Dragon Zane. And this is one that I think Steve sent me a little while ago. That one sold for $13.49. But then we've got a little order for a couple of Bionicle spheres and some hoses. And then another mixed used part, mostly used parts order, second order of the week for this particular person. And then this plate here was only listed yesterday as part of the parts that Paul had sent me, and that's sold this morning along with a couple of other bits and pieces, which was interesting to see how quickly that sold. So I'm guessing there's maybe not too many of those around, but anyway, that's it for this morning. So going to get these packed up ready for the post. I'm probably going to have a little bit of time left to do some other things before I go to the post office. Then I need to really get back to the gym, not been in a week and a half since the holidays, so I need to get you know, that going again. And if I'm honest, I can't say I'm particularly looking forward to it, but it needs to be done. And then we'll get back and see what we can do later today. So one job that I've got to do is to go through this box of poly bags and check if these are listed. I think a lot of these were on eBay, for instance, so I need to just go through these and check that I do have them added somewhere, and get them added to the inventory and hopefully inflate the inventory value a little bit. So I've gone through my polybag box, and I've checked them and checked the inventory on Bricklink, and some were missing, so it was good that I did that. Also, there's some things on there that I've added to eBay because I think they may be more appropriate to eBay. But I've also got these. Now, these I've got listed for, just let me check. These are listed at $375 on Bricklink. But interestingly, none of these have sold in the last 6 months. And if I look at the value in the figures, although there are a lot more figures available, then the value is higher if I just list them as figures. Plus then there's a bunch of little small parts that I'll also list separately. So I'm actually going to break these out into the 2 figures that are in there, which will also reduce the packaging, etc. And I will get them added to the store. So I've just pulled out another drawer of poly bags or foil packs, whatever you want to call them, and I've got a few drawers like this, so I need to work through them. Added those bunch. Now I've got another pile on my desk which are all individual ones. The others in here tended to be, you know, I had 4 or 5 of each, etc. So I'll just continue to work through those and just making sure that I've got them in stock. All of these are things that are listed on my eBay store and not on Bricklink, but I'm transitioning them over to Bricklink just to make sure that, you know, I've got a full account of all the inventory and really what it's all worth. So moving on to minifigs, and been working through a whole bunch of minifigs here, checking that we've got them all logged into Bricklink, and this has been a mixed bunch, as I knew it would be. So the quantities are off, so they've had to be adjusted. In other cases, there are minifigures I've had to add that weren't in Bricklink. And also, as I've been going, I've maybe been adjusting prices a little bit. So in this scenario, I'm going through them directly on Bricklink rather than going through Brick Store, etc. I just find it easier as I'm managing these to find the minifigure, check the quantity on here, and then just update it all directly. So lots to do. This is only the first draw. There's lots to get through. So it's going to be a probably multi-day project working through the minifigs, but it needs to be done, and you know, we'll keep cracking on. Thursday morning, and I'm going through more drawers of minifigs. Got a bunch on my desk here. In this case, a lot of video minifigs and Minecraft minifigs, etc. And just checking through them, checking stock again, and just making sure that what I've got on Bricklink is right. And in some instances, like this one, if I don't have them on eBay, then I am adding them onto eBay as well. Now that's just to try and move some at a decent price rather than, you know, taking a hit on the inventory when I sell it. So just trying to maximize as much as possible. So listed those, and we'll work through the others. We've got these party llamas coming up next as well, and it's just a case of ploughing on and working through these. Okay, it's Thursday afternoon now, and I've got a few orders here ready to pack up and get ready for the post later this afternoon. So just thought I'd show you what we've got going out. So we've got an order here for some 1x1 plates. We've got I think 500 of the light bluish grey and 100 of the dark and 50 of the black. We've got a couple of odd bits and pieces here. We've got a brown set of epaulettes, a train wheel, and a couple of other
bits and bobs. A watcher of the channel here with a few 1x2 plates, etc. We got some more plates going out with some minifig heads. We've got an order for some Technic related stuff and some tyres there. And then another little order for some hair pieces and bricks. Then on eBay, we've got an order for 2 of the Ninjago tins, and they're sold for $7.99 each. And then we've got another order here for 500 black round tiles, and then pretty much 100 of each of the other colours. Now, interestingly, this is for the same person as the first order, so I suspect that they are building mosaics, probably. Of course, these 2 orders will actually ship together. I'll combine the shipping, put those 2 together. They are actually new to Bricklink, so 0 feedback, etc. But these are decent orders. This one alone was about £46, and so decent orders. And so I'll get these packed up, ready for the post office, and we'll crack on getting more minifigs, etc. sorted and updated on the store. So I'm just picking a late order that's come in for Canada, and I want to get it out with today's post. So I'm just picking it quickly. I was, or am, kind of watching Nathan from Brickslayer. He's got a live sort of part out going on at the moment. I just thought I'd tune in while I was originally sat at my desk, and then this order came in. So just picking this quickly. And then we'll get these out in the post. If you don't know Brickslayer, you know, check his channel out. He seems to be being a little more active lately, putting a few videos out, and he has some good ideas. So worth checking him out and following along and seeing what he's up to. It's Friday morning, it's the 27th of September. And just 2 orders on Bricklink this morning, and they're pretty small ones as well. 24 lots, 59 items in total. Nothing whatsoever on Brick Owl, but eBay has given me 6 orders, which is always nice. Now we have picked them as usual. I just need to get ahead of the game, and I just want to show you what I've got, because the first order is a little bit unusual. I was going through my polybag bin, and you know, just making sure that inventory was correct, etc., getting everything listed onto the store, and I came across these 2 unusual sets. Now, I am aware of where these came from. They actually came from my old employment. Not that I worked for SciX, but it was a related company. And a colleague of mine picked these up when he was visiting SciX, knew I was a Lego fan, and gave them to me. So these were free. I didn't really know what to do with them. I couldn't list them on Bricklink because they're not... Although they're genuine Lego parts, they're not part of the Lego catalogue. So there was no real way to list them. I think if I'd have listed them as a custom item, they would have been taken down immediately. And I didn't really know what to charge for them, if I'm honest. Obviously, they're quite unique, and think that they would have only appealed to someone either from SciX maybe, who has familiarity with these machines, and or people who collect sort of unusual, rare sort of Lego sets or something like that. So what I did was I eventually threw them on eBay, put them on for £20 each, and they sold within a day. So whether I've underpriced them or whether I just got lucky with a buyer, I'm not sure. I actually took a little bit of an offer, so I got £37 for the 2 plus postage. which was good. So £40 order pretty much to get those sent out. So a little bit unusual, those. Now, I have had a little bit of a nightmare today with eBay though, because I'd also received an order for one of these figures, and this is a Whalen figure from a Hidden Side set. And when I went to pull it out, I didn't have one. So I thought, oh, what am I going to do? And occasionally I will rebuy from other sellers to send out. In this case, I actually had a sealed set that had the figure in. And normally I wouldn't do this for a pretty low value figure because I did have this listed on eBay as well. But this is such a low value set, it was probably worth about £18 or so. And I thought I might as well just open the set and put the figure in. Now that's a pain because it's going to cause me more work, because I'm now going to have to part that set out probably and get it added to the store. So it's a pain in that way. But if I were to simply cancel the order, that affects my seller rating quite significantly, because I'm on the borderline between can't remember what the top level seller rating is. You know, I'm on the borderline between that and above standard, so I didn't want to lose that. And just having one more failure to send can have a pretty heavy impact when you're that close, you know, to that sort of that level. And it's something like 2% of sales or something like that. If you're 2% have got failures, then you can have a problem. Now the next order up was two separate orders, but from the same person, for 3 tins. Now again, I've been checking stock and everything, and I was a tin short. In fact, the other tin sold yesterday, and I hadn't been updated, or the stock was out or whatever. Anyway, a good friend and follower of the channel, Mark, has been able to help me out, and he's going to send the other tin off for me separately. So I've got 2 tins going out there. And then we get to the 2 Bricklink orders. We've got an order here for various parts. Again, looks like a bit of Speed Champion stuff going on there. And then a small order for just a few different lots. So I'm going to get those packed up. And then we're probably going to get to the gym and then get back and see what to prioritise for the rest of the day. Well, I've not done much recording this afternoon. We've had a few more little orders that I had to rush out, mostly sort of eBay orders that needed to be out today. It's always a pain when they are placed before 12 o'clock. Then I have it set that they go out the same day, which is a pain when you've already been to the post office. Anyway, I've not done much recording because it's been much more of the same, of me just going through draws of minifigs. So just finished this draw. This is Harry Potter draw, and this is typically how I've been storing them. I just have them bagged in type, and they're in a specific drawer, and they're pretty easy to find in here when you do need them. So all I've got left to do is a few draws of used figures. I've got a couple more draws, sort of, you know, I'm really down on minifigs, to be honest. This is one of the things, because I've not been buying throughout the year really. I'm quite down on a lot of sort of, you know, collectible minifigs and things like that I would have kept lots of stock of. And that's because, you know, to be honest, I've known pretty much all year that I would be winding down. So I'll keep plodding along. When I do find something else of interest to mention, I will do, of course. This has been one of those processes that is tedious. This particular draw was a pain.
I've kind of left it almost to last because there are so many similar figures in the Harry Potter range, especially the Harry Potter figures themselves. There's, you know, there's maybe just a torso difference or things like that, or the hairpiece is a bit different, or whatever. So it was a little bit of a pain where some of the figures had got a bit loose from the main bags that they were in. But anyway, I'm on top of it now. It has meant also that I've emptied 2 more containers out. These have all been consolidated into drawers. And one of the things that I might try doing is I might go through all of these and try and get the contents into these Rayco units. And that would mean that I could look to sell these containers separately, which might be worth doing. And part of the reason for that is to, you know, consolidate the volume as much as anything, to try and leave as fewer sort of empty drawers as possible. You know, whoever buys the store from me, eventually it's going to be a lot to fit in a van. And so, you know, the more we can look to reduce things, then the better it's going to be all round, I think. Another thing I've been doing throughout the day is building up a brick store file. And the reason I've been doing this is there's been the odd minifig that I thought would be better parted out than listing. There was also some where, because I had them listed on eBay as well, I had accessories with them, and I've taken out the accessories and are listing them separately on Bricklink. And may have also mentioned the other day I had some used hair pieces laid around, and one of the nice ones that I got was this one, which is used on a Robin minifigure, and those have got a price of about £7 a piece. So those were a nice find. So we got 143 items, 31 lots for just over 100 quid, and we'll get those uploaded as well to the store now. It's Saturday morning, and just got 3 orders that I want to get out in the post this morning, and then I can wrap up for the weekend. So I just thought I'd show you them. We've got an order here for a bunch of white plate, and again, I feel like it's people getting ahead for Christmas. You know, the winter months are starting to close in. We get to this time of year and people start buying lots of white plate ready for their Christmas builds. Now, we've also got a Green Army Man medic, and another little part there as well. And next order is just a sticker sheet and this single dome. And then here we've got a Lord Garmadon. This is from the Ninjago docks, I think, and that sold for £12. So just going to get those wrapped up, get them off to the post office, and then I need to get on with this week's vlog. If you've made it this far, please make sure that you are subscribed, give a thumbs up, etc. I know that I've said, you know, the end is near, but it's worth subscribing to just follow along on how I close this out. And I'll be recording right up until the part where we start dismantling everything and get it packed away and shipped off. So I'm sure some of you will be interested to stick around and see how that goes.